Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
Welcome back to the Nightly News. Owen Schroyer reporting. And ladies and gentlemen, in the face of the liberalization of higher education, the University of Chicago has told their incoming students to suck it up. We don't condone safe spaces. The University of Chicago has sent the incoming class of 2020 a letter making it very clear that they will find no safe spaces in their intellectual journey at the University of Chicago. Citing the letter from the Dean of Students, members of our community are encouraged to speak, write, listen, challenge, and learn without fear of censorship. You will find that we expect members of our community to be engaged in rigorous debate, discussion, and even disagreement, and at times this may challenge you and even cause discomfort. Our commitment to academic freedom means that we do not support so-called trigger warnings. We do not cancel invited speakers because their topics might prove controversial, and we do not condone the creation of intellectual safe spaces where individuals can retreat from ideas and perspective at odds with their own. Diversity of opinion and background is a fundamental strength of our community. The members of our community must have the freedom to espouse and explore a wide range of ideas. This is from John J. Ellison, the Dean of Students at the University of Chicago. We salute you, John J. Ellison. This also echoes the letter from Dr. Everett Piper, the president of Oklahoma Wesleyan University, who says, "I run a university, not a daycare." And of course, this is what some of these universities are turning into now, when you get to complain about anything you want and the administration is going to cater to you. Oh, because they're so scared you might be offended. It's not about learning anything anymore. It's not about higher education anymore. It's about walking on eggshells and making sure you don't offend anyone, because this is the future that the liberals want to create. So this is the opposite side of the spectrum. Princeton University kindly requests you to stop using gender binary hate speech like freshmen. Well, apparently biology is now hateful because it's based on gender. So I guess our own biology hates us all because it's based on gender rules. And they even have a list, folks. Princeton University has come out with a list of words that they don't want you to say. This includes actress, anchorman, businessman, cameraman, cleaning lady, co-ed, forefathers, freshman, mailman, male nurse, managers, mankind, salesman. Ah! 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 I was just triggered by those words. Unbelievable. It goes on. The Human Resources Department from Princeton has now issued tips about how you can avoid offending someone with your speech. How about this? Here's a tip for you. Be real, and if you don't like who I am, then walk away. This is the land of the free and the home of the brave. If you're afraid of free speech, move to a communist country. Then see how much you like free speech. This is going on at universities all around our nation, folks. Scripps College, Princeton, Bard College, Boston College, Brown University, Dartmouth, Harvard, Johns Hopkins, NYU, Purdue, Sarah Lawrence, University of San Diego, University of Missouri are all considering replacing training courses with diversity management and diversity implementation plans. These are not, and not only are these for students, this is for the faculty. So universities are now running re-education programs. Instead of training their faculty, they would rather re-educate them on diversity, on tolerance, and on offensive speech, and the privilege of heterosexuality, the privilege of nationality, the privilege of being a white male, all of these privileges. You know what? We all have a privilege in the United States of America. You know what that is? That's the right to free speech. Doesn't matter what color your skin is, doesn't matter how long your hair is or what race or what gender you identify with. The privilege in America is the right to free speech. It's the First Amendment. Now, I don't know how this gets lost in translation with the higher education liberal universities, but we see it happening right now. Even the Washington Post, Kathleen Rampell, has now reported liberal intolerance is on the rise at America's college campuses. Folks, the liberalization of higher education is right in our face, and we at Infowars.com salute the University of Chicago. We salute the University of Oklahoma Wesleyan for standing up in the face of liberalization of higher education for the right to free speech of their students, of their incoming students, of their alumni, of their faculty and staff, and for all Americans around the world who are sick and tired of our free speech being trampled on. We salute anybody who stands up for free speech in the face of the liberalization of our country.
Wow, Owen, those are some incredible headlines. I can't believe this is the United States of America.
Well, it is shocking, and it's just sad because what you have here is victims. All these people are being victimized by the liberal agenda, and I just want to fight it. I just want people to see reality, but more than anything, not be afraid to speak their minds. I mean, that's what we're really seeing here. This is control of speech. This is making you afraid to speak your mind, making you afraid to look into people who speak their mind, that there might be a punishment lurking around the corner, that there might be some bad, negative response to you being a free thinker or a free speaker. And this is a true threat to this country. I mean, we need dissenting views in this country.
Absolutely.
That's how we can discern what's real and what's fake, what's truth and what's not.
Right, and that's the whole plan, is basically destroying the minds of the youth so that when they get out there in the real world, they're very anti-American. They don't care about free speech. They don't understand why the First Amendment and the Second Amendment are so important. Here's another article. Northwestern State University is giving 2 days. They're granting students there. They get 2 hours of free speech per week. And guess what? They get to do it inside of safe spaces. So there's 3 predetermined locations where they are allowed to have free speech for 2 hours.
And isn't this like the free speech zones that we see happening at these protests? A free speech zone? I'm sorry, I thought the United States of America was a free speech zone.
Exactly. People should have fought against that when they first implemented it. I believe it was outside of the RNC. And then, of course, now this is this type of activity is costing universities. So we might see a little pushback, like you mentioned in the report. The teachers there at University of Chicago are saying, look, we don't care about your safe spaces. You're going to get offended here. But also the Black Lives Matter movement has officially cost Mizzou 2,100 students. Now, you'll remember that this was after those large protests that they held there last year. Well, now their flagship Columbia campus has officially lost 23% of its freshman class, which was even worse than what they thought.
Well, and they've also lost a lot of booster money, too. Money coming into the football program. They lost a lot of that because of a boycott that was being talked about. So, but you know what's amazing to me about this, Leanne, is let's see America's response. And we're already starting to see it. Mizzou has lost enrollment. Mizzou has lost money from boosters. And I'm from the state of Missouri. I went to the University of Missouri it was 9 years ago now. Mizzou was cool. Mizzou was popular. Everybody wanted to go to Mizzou. Now, in the state of Missouri, people look down on Mizzou. People are ashamed of Mizzou. People are embarrassed of Mizzou. I know people who said if they weren't a senior at Mizzou or a junior at Mizzou last year, they would have left.
Right.
The Black Lives Matter protests and the liberalization
at this point?
And the liberalization has ruined that university. And a lot of the alma maters, one of which I used to work for, a journalism graduate and a law degree from the University of Missouri, he's embarrassed. He can't believe the shenanigans that have gone down there. So let's see America's response. My guess is Mizzou's enrollment and all of these other universities trying to portray this liberalization image, their enrollment, their dollars are going to go down. University of Chicago, Oklahoma Wesleyan, and other universities who are willing to take a stand against the liberalization, against the attack on free speech, my guess is they get more donors and more enrollment down the road.
Oh, and I agree with your predictions. Let's just switch gears real quick. So we're seeing already how this shutting down of free speech, like you said, how dare you be a free speaker? This is what we're going to get in Hillary's America, because Dr. Drew dared to speak out and make some comments about Hillary's health and the 1950s care that she was receiving. And now he has been dropped. His show has been dropped because he dared to speak out against the Queen Demon.
And doesn't that illustrate exactly what Hillary's America is? Like you said, you speak out against the establishment, you execute your right to free speech. Guess what? You don't have a job anymore. You can't exist anymore. And I'll say this again, I really think that Hillary Clinton mentioning Alex Jones today and demonizing him, lying about him, is a grease of the skids. They don't make a big move like that unless they have an agenda and a plan behind it. They're greasing the skids. They want to shut Alex Jones up. They want to shut Infowars down. We need you, the people out there, to go to Infowars.com, Infowarsstore.com. Give us the fuel we need to defeat these tyrants.
Thank you very much, Owen Schroyer. I'm going to let you close out the show. That was amazing. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. And of course, for all your continued support, because as you can see, we are under attack. It's time for the big dogs now. We'll see you here again tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central.
We have the new product at InfoWarsLife.com, BioTrue Selenium.
We've had so many requests over the years for selenium, and just recently, we were able to source a certified organic, bioavailable selenium from mustard seed extract. When you take selenium in the body, it actually benefits the detoxification systems in your body. It helps balance the thyroid gland. It helps detoxify.
Selenium is another one of those absolute must-haves.
The highest concentration of selenium is in the thyroid gland, but it's actually used all over the body. As a matter of fact, there's 25 genes in the body that are directly dependent upon selenium. So it really is a all-around nutrient that everybody really needs.
I'm taking it now every day. This is so key. BioTrue Selenium is the product, the best selenium that we could bring you. We believe it's the best out there at a very, very low price. Exclusively available at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139.
Now we are introducing a new T-shirt, which I think folks need to get, telling the real truth about Bill Clinton, who is a serial rapist and a abuser of women.
In another case, it's about groping and fondling and touching against a woman's will. And rape. And rape.
Bill rapes them physically, and then Hillary rapes them psychologically.
He's a rapist.
Absolutely.
He's a public figure and goes straight to hell.
Get your Bill Clinton rape shirt today at InfoWarsStore.com or call 1-800-253-3139.